Kelly here from Shine Bright Diamonds 2023, and I'm coming to you today on Monday, January 26th with another one of my weekly WIP'n chats. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am so happy that you have found my little corner here on YouTube. And of course, those of you that are returning, welcome back. Now, if this is your first time tuning into a WIP'n chat, WIP stands for Work in Progress, and chat is where I chat to you about what's been going on in my life. So feel free to pull out a project and work alongside me, or treat this as a podcast, whatever floats your boat. Whoops, as I totally hit everything. Okay, so why don't we get started? Because I am back to working on Claire and the Nutcracker by Miss Holly. And this is a kit that I had started back on December 1st. So it's this beautiful kit here. And I'm about halfway through the kit. Now, you're probably wondering what happened to Autumn Sunset. I finished that earlier today, and I am so happy because that was one of my long-standing WIPs. So we're back to Claire and the Nutcracker. We'll see how far I get. I have quite a few diamond painting updates, so let's get into it. In terms of the supplies that I'm using, I am using this beautiful blue tray from Yellow Dog Designs. Unfortunately, Yellow Dog Designs, they were a small shop here in Canada that they have since closed up. However, I believe Ditsy's Diamond Den, I hope I got the name right, purchased the rights to recreate this style of tray. But yes, and then the pen I'm using is this pen here from Creations Moran. It was one of the pens that I got in their monthly subscription box sometime last year. And of course, I have my OG pen. This is the Diamond Art Club Twist and Pick pen that I am obsessed with. Okay, so let's get into it. I actually pulled the colors I wanted to work on. So I grabbed these 4 colors. They're just sprinkled throughout. We'll see how far I get with it. But yeah, so how are you? What is new? For me here, it was actually a snow day. Ontario, at least my area of Ontario, got hit really hard with snow. And Sunday night, my school board actually had announced they were doing a full system closure for schools and work sites due to the amount of snow that we got. I think we got around 55 centimeters. That's what the news is reporting, which is a lot to fall in sort of a short period of time here. So yeah, so that was nice. I had a nice little 3-day weekend. But before I get into what I did this weekend, and I apologize if you hear a sticky sound, the, what's it called? The plastic sheet is like, I don't know what happened. It's like sort of, it's on there. It's just, it's making weird noise. Anyway, but yes, so why don't I start off with what had happened this past week. This noise is gonna drive me bonkers. I wonder how I can, maybe if I just heavily, let me just fix this or see if I can. I don't think it will. It's fine. It is what it is. Once I'm sort of done this section, my arm won't be there anyway. So this past week, work was really chill. I mean, it's still busy because final reports are due at the end of this week for semester 1. So obviously I've been busy working on those. But outside of work, on Wednesday, I had my first dance class back, and that was honestly so nice. I didn't realize how much I had missed dance. So was it my first? No, it was my second week of dance. Oh my gosh, I am like all over the place for this WIP'n chat. But no, so Wednesday I had dance class, which was amazing. This term, I think I talked about it before, that it's a lot more focus on the technique and technicality of movements, which is really nice. So I'm not really focusing on getting ready for a performance. I'm just focusing on cleaning up my technique. And then Thursday, my friend came down to visit, and we ended up going to see Avatar, the third Avatar movie in theaters. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I was a little worried because on the Cineplex website, it was showing it was going to be about a 3.5 hour movie. And I was a little worried that I was going to get super tired because I had work during the day. And by the time the movie would end, it would be around like 10 p.m. No, I was hooked. First of all, no spoilers, but the third one is my favorite one right now in the whole franchise. It was so fast paced. I swear, like, one moment I was just sitting in my seat waiting for the movie to start, and then the next thing I knew, the movie was over, and I was like, what on earth? Like, what? I'm not gonna lie, the second movie of the franchise I didn't enjoy it as much. But after seeing the third one, it definitely redeemed itself. And now I'm like, please make the fourth one. Because I think there's supposed to be 5 movies in total. I think. Not 100% sure. But oh my gosh, it was so good. Like, I honestly would love to watch it again because, so prior to me seeing the third one, I was trying to make my way through watching the first and second one. So I managed to get like halfway through the first one, but I never made my way, like I didn't finish the first one, and I didn't make my way to rewatching the second Avatar before seeing the third movie. But after seeing the third one, I really want to go back and finish watching the first one and then rewatch the second one, just because I feel that there were some things in the movie that I may have missed or didn't understand in the third one because it had been so long since I had seen the second one. And I feel like after watching the third one and going back and watching the second Avatar movie, I'm going to probably enjoy it a lot more. I don't know, like I have that weird feeling. So yes, that's definitely something on my watch list. Maybe I'll watch a little bit more of the Avatar movie before I go to bed. We'll see. But yeah, so that was my Thursday. And then Friday, the news was like just talking about this massive storm that was coming. So Friday, first of all, we've been under an extreme cold warning for the past few days here in Ontario. We've been hit with like a really bad polar vortex, and we've been feeling wind chills of around -30, some areas even colder, with it feeling closer to -40, -45. So it's been super cold. So I was like, I am not going to leave my house at all this weekend because of the extreme cold plus the storm that's coming. So Friday on my way home from work, I did a grocery, like a proper grocery, because the past couple of weeks I haven't been doing like a full grocery because I've just been trying to eat, you know, what's in my freezer and whatnot. But this week I was like, okay, I actually have to do a proper grocery now. So I did my proper grocery on Thursday night, or not Thursday night, Friday night, which was amazing because Saturday and Sunday, I did not leave my apartment once. Instead, what ended up happening was Friday, I did like my big grocery. Can't remember. Oh yes. I had leftovers for dinner. And then Saturday, I ended up doing laundry. I just sort of tidied up around the apartment, spent a lot of time working on Autumn Sunset to try and get that one done. And, you know, just played in the kitchen. When I say played in the kitchen, it honestly is just me having fun and cooking. My other hobby is just cooking. I just like to cook. So I did quite a bit of meal prep on Saturday, mainly making meals that I could freeze, because during the work week, I'm not a huge fan of coming home and cooking, but I like having homemade meals ready to go. So typically I'll portion out homemade meals that I've made that are healthy, and then I freeze them, and then, you know, I just take them out as the week goes and whatnot. So that was this weekend. But Saturday I did some of the meal prep, and then I just like chilled. Like, it was really relaxed. I ended up watching a lot of Below Deck Mediterranean, and I finished it, Welcome to Derry, the TV show. It's the prequel to the Stephen King It movies that had come out a few years ago. So I did finish that, and then I went to bed. And when I woke up on Sunday, it was, I feel like the storm started a lot sooner than they said it was going to on the news. Plus, my area was dealing with major lake effect snow. So our snowfall totals were much higher than it was predicted. Unfortunately for Wednesday, I did not make it to church, which was sad because that's something that I like to do on Sundays, is go to the church service, but this time, no, I didn't make it, which is okay because it happens. But Sunday, I ended up spending it doing more meal prep, did more diamond painting, watched more Below Deck, and I also was able to finish, I spent the weekend also listening to my audiobook, Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. So I actually finished that book, and I'll get into it in a little bit. But yeah, and then all of a sudden, I think it was like Sunday at like 6:30, my school board announced, we got an email saying full system closure for January 26th. All work sites and schools are closed. And I was like, wow, like my school district, they never announce stuff like that early. Normally you would have to wait till the morning of. So that was really, really nice that they gave us a heads up, because today was spent diamond painting, vacuuming. I did some diamond painting organization, which I'll get into in a little bit, but I also spent today outside shoveling out my car, because I parked my car outside in my apartment parking lot, and luckily when I was shoveling, our parking lot plow came by. So because the plow guy was out and he saw, I was able to just sort of shove all of the snow sort of in front of my car, and then the plow guy was able to take it and just push it for me rather than me trying to pile it between the cars. So I was super thankful for that. I got super lucky. So my parking spot is in like tip-top shape. And luckily there was a few of my neighbors or people that live in the apartment building were out with me. So they were able to get like the same sort of customized snow service, if you want to say. Because if you weren't out and the plow had come, then you know, you would have had like this massive snowbank in front of your car or your parking spot, and then you would have been forced to like figure out where to put the snow. But because the plow guy came as we were out shoveling, he just sort of let us, when he went by, like push the snow out into like the lane so that he could come back and just shove it, you know, to like the end of the parking lot. So I was really thankful for that, because that would have just been a disaster of me just making these massive mountains beside my car. But yes, and then what else happened today? That was pretty much it. And then of course it was more Below Deck, lots of diamond painting, trying to stay warm because it's also still super cold. And just sort of hermiting inside my apartment. And now it's almost 7:30 at night, and here I am diamond painting, filming a WIP'n chat, and we'll be going to bed soon because I have to go to work tomorrow. Yes, so that's what you've missed. Now I'm curious to know if you were hit by the big snowstorm. because I know there were parts of the states that got hit, and of course other areas in Ontario. How'd you spend the snowstorm? I'm curious, because it was definitely a big one. It's been a while since we've had a big snowstorm, to be honest. Like, this gave me like reminders of when I was a kid. Like, the snowstorms used to be crazy when I was a kid, and now I feel like because of global warming, it's like they're back to being intense. I don't know, but yeah, so let me know, what did you do? Now, in terms of the hobby news, because yes, there is news with my hobbies. This past week was really successful in reading. I was able to finish Dreadful by Caitlin Roskais. I always mess up the last name, but that was the cozy fantasy that was about the man who wakes up and he can't remember who he is, why he's dressed up as a dark wizard, and why there's like a princess in this dungeon in this castle, and then he realizes, oh, I'm the dark wizard. So then he spends like literally the whole book trying to figure out what on earth was going on and why he doesn't have his memories. Honestly, it was such a good book. So good. I finished that this weekend. It was also a library book, so I mean, I did have to finish it pretty quick. And then I finished Heated Rivalry, the audiobook by Rachel Reed. That was so good. Now I'm like, I need to watch the TV show, like legitimately. But since I'm now done Welcome to Derry, I'm like, okay, I'm open to a new show. So yes, that was that. And then my library hold, because I've been reading WIP'n by Ali Hazelwood since like February of last year, I was like, maybe the audiobook would be more interesting to me. So my library hold of the audiobook came in, and to be honest, I have made major progress with that book. I think I'm about 50% in it. And actually, I'm really enjoying it as an audiobook. I like that there's like two voices. There's like the female voice and then there's the male voice. So it feels like I'm listening more to like a radio play than an actual audiobook. So I'm really appreciating that. And then I'm back to reading that like dragon fairy book on Kindle Unlimited. What is it called? It's by Marianne Blackwood, and it's like Empire of Flames and Ashes, I think. I don't know. I really need to write things down. But that's the one I'm reading. It's on Kindle Unlimited. It had popped up on my Instagram because I like follow quite a few people that like post about books and stuff. And it had popped up, I think it was on like either as an Instagram reel where people are talking about like fantasy books I've really enjoyed. I think it was in one of those, and I was intrigued. So, and then because it was available on Kindle Unlimited, I was like, yes, I will now read this. So those are the books that I'm reading. I don't know if another book will be started anytime soon. Part of me really wants to read like a dark romance. It's been a while. So we'll see if one of those gets started. I haven't decided yet. But yes, so that's what I've been up to book-wise. And then we've already talked about TV show. Okay, I think we're like up to date with everything, so I can like finally dive into the crazy diamond painting stuff, because I may have been bad and may have made a mess / an organized mess in my diamond painting room. Let me just take some water. Okay, so because early this morning I finished Autumn Sunset, I was like, that means I only have 2 active WIPs, which is this one here, Claire and the Nutcracker, and then the Diamond Art Club Halloween Mystery Kit that I started like over a year ago, that I told myself this is the year I will finally finish it. But I was like, okay, now that I've finished Autumn Sunset, I need to like organize my kits. So on February 1st, Elisa's Lunar New Year DP along starts. So I kitted up the kit I want to work on for that, which is, it's from Oraloa. Let me grab my diamond painting journal actually. Okay, so the kit that I want to work on for the Lunar New Year DP along is this one. It's called Mishroos by Lori Felipon, I believe that's how you pronounce it. So it's kitted up. There's 48 colors with 3 IBs, but I do want to bling it out. So I still have to sit down and figure out what type of bling, because I think I want to add in some fairy dust, and maybe some more ABs. We'll see. I have to sit down and like go through it. And then so this is a square kit, but then I was like, oh, I have like that Valentine's Day stitch kit. So I actually ended up kitting up You Are My Love Experiment from Diamond Art Club. But it's only 7 colors and it's a round drill canvas, and it's only 38 by 33 centimeters. So I mean, it's not that big. But I spent time kitting those 2 up. Mainly my plan is I'll work on, what's it called? Clara and the Nutcracker until February 1st. And then come February 1st, I will start working on the Oraloa kit for the Lunar DP Along event. But then I really wanted to do like a kit for Valentine's Day, and the stitch kit is the only kit I have that sort of fits that theme right now in my stash. And because it's a smaller kit and it's a round kit, I was like, that will probably be like maybe a couple days because it's a lot of color blocking. So I'll have that one to work on. But I kind of figured February I would just sort of take a break from this one, just because like Clara and the Nutcracker, while it is absolutely beautiful, 1, it is a Christmas kit, and 2, it is pretty dark, the color palette. And now that we're getting into like Valentine's Day, and then after Valentine's Day, I always think of Easter right away. And of course the Chinese New Year. So I want to get into kits that are a little bit more colorful. So I was like, okay, I'll just work on this one. And then when it's time for me to like, you know, switch gears, then, you know, this one I'll just put off to the side for the time being, maybe, and then work on those 2 kits. Plus it would be nice to not be working on a giant square canvas for a while. But we'll see how far I get with this, because when I've like, obviously I've changed how I'm doing my diamond painting. I've made the sections much bigger, and in doing so I've realized that I really only have this row and then 2 more rows left if I keep my sections the same size, and then this kit's done. So I mean, I could just power through it, but I really want to work on something else and take a break. Plus there's some other colorful winter kits in my stash that I really want to work on. So we'll see. All I know is that those 2 kits that I kit up today, they're the ones that I definitely want to be working on in the month of February. Of course, I still need to film a post review for, what's it called? The Autumn Sunset. And once I film that post review, then I can kit down that kit. And then I still need to film a post review of the Make Market Snow Globe kit. I've just been like super lazy, to be honest. But yes. And then of course, once I film that post review, then I can kit that one down. So, you know, there's just a lot that I could be doing that I just am not doing. Because I'd rather diamond paint than film YouTube videos right now. That's fine, it happens. But yeah, so those are the 2 kits that are next up when it comes to February 1st. I haven't decided if, I don't know. I haven't figured out the timeline. All I know is that I'm itching to work on something else that is not dark colored. I just want something bright. And when I was kitting up the Oraloa one, I was like, oh, this is so cute, because as many of you know, if you've been around on my channel for a while, you know that I love anything with fish, especially like betta and koi type fish. Although I was on Diamond Art Club's website, and okay, so I really like Steve Sundrum. He has like a lot of really cool diamond painting kits, and like they're obviously hit and miss because sometimes the color palette is a little iffy for me. Like I have Butterfly Fantasy in my stash. Penguin Harmony is actually the winter kit that I do want to kit up, but one, it's a massive square, and I told myself I wouldn't kit it up until I was sort of done with the massive squares that I currently have. But because I finished Autumn Sunset, I'm like, oh, I could totally kit up Penguin Harmony, but then I derailed and kitted up the other two. But anyway, side note. Steve Sundrum, he has like these two. First of all, he has like a horse kit that is currently on my wish list. It's another landscape, which I was really surprised that I was like, this is nice, because normally I'm not a landscapey person. Like Autumn Sunset was a struggle bus. But then I was like, well, it's like a landscape with animals, so I feel like it wouldn't be terrible. But there's two kits that he currently has at Diamond Art Club, and they're like ocean life type kits. One is like crystal, like I guess it's like ocean, it's an oceanscape with like these magical looking crystal things, and there's like dolphins and little fish swimming around with the coral, and then there's like a castle, and then there's another one that's like straight up just an ocean scene. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm very, very intrigued by them. Part of me wants to order one, but then I'm also like, I need to be good. I need to work on what I have in my stash. I told myself this would be the year that, you know, I really just focus on what I have. I don't need to be adding, I just need to be doing. Although that was sort of an epic fail, because earlier this month I ordered Lumina by Margaret Morales, because that finally came back in stock. And then I ordered the Legolas diamond painting kit, which when I wanted to look at it, I terrorized the box because the plastic sleeve that the kit comes in was super glued to the box, so I had to disassemble the box to open the kit. And now that kit does not have a box because that box ended up in the recycling, because that's how bad the kit was. Anyway, yeah, that's a situation. So, I don't know what I do. Honestly, I try my best to be not clumsy and chaotic, but things happen. This is why there's not, like, anytime I do like an unboxing on this channel, a lot of times things have already been pre-opened, so it's not chaos, literally. But yeah, so that's sort of where I'm at. So I've got these two Steve Sundrum kits that are ocean themed on my wish list. Haven't decided. I told myself though, if it goes low stock, then I'll pick it up. I still have like a ton of points from Diamond Art Club to use up. So I mean, I could just redeem points at this point. But yeah, so that's sort of where I'm at with the diamond painting situation. Obviously, like I said, it's a little bit of a mess because I just kitted up two kits randomly today. But again, we'll see where I end up. We'll see if, you know, everything goes according to plan, where I'll work on Miss Rouge for, well, obviously I'll work on Miss Rouge starting on February 1st. And then I have, you know, my little Stitch round kit. And then we'll see if I go back to this one, Clara and the Nutcracker, or if I just become chaotic and kit up Penguin Harmony, which is what the Steve Sundrum that I've been wanting to work on for like the past 2 years. I think I talked about it a lot last year, and then I just never kitted it up. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I think it was just part of me being chaotic. That sounds about right. Anyway. But yeah, so that is what's been going on. And on top of all this, I am also in the process of organizing my actual diamond painting stash so that things are a little easier to find. Right now, the diamond paintings are just hanging out in my closet and they are not organized at all. They're just a free-for-all in there. I mean, they are stacked. It's just they're not organized by artist or anything like that. They're just in there, you know. So yeah, definitely need to organize those. I also realized, like, you know, I have like mini dazzles hidden behind big kits. Like, it's a whole situation. It's probably dangerous going in there right now, but that's something that I'll slowly be making my way through to organize. I guess you could say I'm going to be shopping my stash because that's going to be fun. Because every time when I start organizing something, I don't know about you, but I get very distracted and then I end up just looking at everything and then nothing gets organized. That's sort of how it goes with me. But yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Okay, I didn't realize, I forgot how confetti heavy this wallpaper business is for this kit. Like, I really need to pay attention. I didn't realize how large I made this one section. Although I would say that I'm doing pretty good considering I diamond paint really, really slow when I'm talking. When I'm not talking, I just go. Like, it's actually pretty impressive sometimes when I get into like the diamond painting flow and I'm like, do, 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 do. But yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. So, in terms of videos this week, back in December, I had filmed like a lot of random Christmas videos and then they just were not posted. So this week is going to be one of the Christmas videos. I honestly could not tell you which one. It might be an unboxing, who knows? But that is going to be this week. I know the next couple of weeks, because I had like uploaded them to YouTube and then I set like a schedule of when they'll appear. So the next couple of weeks will be like on Thursdays, sort of like the Christmassy type videos. So I do apologize. But yes, so that is this week. And then hopefully this week also, when I get home from work, I'm going to make it a priority to film the post reviews of the Make Market Snow Globe and Autumn Sunset, because like I said, I really want to be cleaning out those storage containers so that I have them. Because that's like my thing. I have a habit where I'll film the post reviews and then I just don't get anything down. It's like this weird thing, which is weird. Although, you know what? It's not weird because I actually don't like kitting down. I don't mind the kitting up process because it means like, you know, I'll get to work on something new. But for whatever reason, the kitting down process is boring because I'm like, what the heck? But yeah, so definitely need to prioritize this week filming the post reviews so that I can get my storage containers back. And who knows, maybe with me getting the storage container back, maybe I will end up kitting up Penguin Harmony. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. What else is going on this week? That's pretty much it. I mean, February is just around the corner. Pretty much it's just trying to stay warm at this point. Tonight's going to be cold. Actually, today was pretty cold too. It was like with the wind chill -20 or something. I don't know. Anyway, this has definitely been one of the colder winters in a while here for me, which it's nice. I mean, it's fresh. The only downside is that I haven't been able to go on my walks outside. So I really do miss going on walks right now. So yeah, anyway, okay. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up because one, I diamond paint really slow when I'm chatting, and two, I feel like this has become a really long video. and it's also a chaotic video. But before I go, I do want to say a huge thank you to those of you that are new to my channel, who have recently discovered it. If you're someone who has been leaving a comment on my video, I do apologize that I haven't responded, but I promise I'll be getting around to responding to those comments. But I just want to say welcome to those of you that are new, and of course those of you that are returning, thank you for all of your support. Honestly, I hope that you just enjoy hanging out with me in my little cozy corner here on YouTube. Now, with that being said, if you are looking for more diamond painting content, you can find me on my Instagram at ShineBrightDiamonds2023. So until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye, everyone.